If you've ever stared into a magnifying mirror and wondered why that fine line on your forehead feels suspiciously like it's planning real estate expansion, you're not alone, and you might just be experiencing a classic case of fibroblast betrayal. Wrinkles aren't merely the inevitable result of birthdays or forgotten sunscreen. They're the cellular equivalent of a slow-motion structural collapse, orchestrated by a mischievous group of skin cells that have quietly entered senescence. But here's the twist. Not all senescent cells are the same, and not all wrinkles come from the same cellular misbehavior. Some are due to fibroblasts who have simply checked out, others to those who are actively making trouble. Welcome to the underworld of skin aging, where subtype-specific senescence plays a starring role in every crinkle, sag, and lost spring. At the center of this slow unraveling is the fibroblast, a cell that, in your youth, worked overtime to churn out collagen, elastin, and other goodies that kept your skin plump and resilient. But as fibroblasts age, they can take one of several very different paths. Some quietly stop dividing and become passive bystanders. Others go full senescent and start secreting inflammatory molecules, collagen-degrading enzymes, and tissue-disrupting signals. This toxic stew is known as the SASP, senescence-associated secretory phenotype, and it's like acid rain for your dermal scaffolding. But what's becoming increasingly clear, thanks to single-cell studies and deep transcriptomic profiling, is that fibroblasts don't just go bad in one generic way. They fracture into subtypes, each with distinct behaviors, signals, and preferred methods of sabotage. Some senescent fibroblasts are SASP-heavy and pro-inflammatory. These guys are loud, chaotic, and love to recruit immune cells that further inflame the tissue, making everything from eczema to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation worse. Others specialize in breaking down the extracellular matrix by releasing metalloproteinases like MMP-1 and MMP-3, which chew through collagen like a pack of termites. These are the wrinkle makers, the ones directly responsible for your crow's feet and sagging jowls. Then there are senescent fibroblasts that interfere with stem cell communication or block the regeneration of new, healthy fibroblasts entirely. These are the quiet saboteurs, ensuring that no amount of hydration or green juice will bring your bounce back without serious intervention. And yes, these subtypes love to cluster in different regions of the skin. Papillary dermis fibroblasts, located closer to the surface, are often the first to senesce and are most visibly associated with fine lines and superficial wrinkles. Deeper reticular dermis fibroblasts age more slowly, but are more responsible for the loss of skin thickness and elasticity, so that telltale sag around the jawline? Probably courtesy of your reticular cells waving the white flag. What makes this emerging map of senescent subtypes so exciting and slightly absurd in the best way is that it opens the door to precision anti-aging interventions that treat not just wrinkles, but which wrinkles. Imagine a future where your skincare routine is guided not by vague promises of youthful radiance, but by a skin biopsy and a personalized map of your fibroblast senescence profile. Got SASP-heavy clusters in your temples? You might get a xenomorphic cream to calm them down. Degradative MMP-releasing cells under the eyes? Time for a topical MMP inhibitor. Reticular zone stagnation leading to cheek deflation? Cue microinjections of subtype-specific senolytics to sweep out the cellular dead weight. This isn't fantasy. Researchers are already testing subtype targeting strategies, using combinations of machine learning, spatial transcriptomics, and even AI-guided drug design to find compounds that only affect senescent cells expressing certain markers, like CDKN2A/P16 with high MMP-1 and low collagen I expression. Others are working on rejuvenation therapies to reverse senescence in select fibroblast pools, potentially restoring collagen output rather than simply eliminating cells. Of course, nature rarely makes things easy. Senescent fibroblasts, while destructive, also help in wound healing and tissue remodeling. If we start carpet bombing them without discretion, we risk delayed healing or unintended tissue damage. That's why the real breakthrough won't be in finding the strongest wrinkle fighter, but in training therapies to recognize which zombie cells to keep and which to kick to the curb. So the next time you frown at your reflection and blame a wrinkle on stress or sleep deprivation, consider this. That wrinkle might have a molecular signature all its own, crafted by a specific subset of senescent fibroblasts operating on their own misinformed agenda. And one day, your serum might not just target aging skin, but the precise flavor of fibroblast dysfunction behind each line. Because in the war on wrinkles, it turns out knowing your enemy is half the battle, and these days, the enemy has a name, a transcriptome, and a zip code.